Hello everybody, you know what time it is. It's time for another Meet the PBA staff segment, and today I am here with the very lovely, the very welcoming, and the exceptionally charming Anthony Mendella. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Brian. How are you doing today, good sir?
You know what? I'm a little intimidated. I'm in the presence of quite an amazing employee. People are rumbling. People are talking about you.
Hopefully it's good. I've heard a couple pretty good things. Occasionally we're pretty sarcastic here, so we all get along great, which definitely makes for a great team.
A lot of chops busting, huh?
Always, every day, every night.
Well, first of all, let's backtrack, okay? Tell everybody watching your role at Palm Beach Autographs for those that don't. This is your chance for them to get to know you more intimately.
So my name is Anthony Mendella. I'm the office manager here at Palm Beach Autographs. I'm going on about 2 years being with the company, and it's a blast. I can honestly tell you, a lot of the guys here, it's nice to get along with everybody where you can hang out outside of work and it doesn't feel like it's work.
That's amazing. I mean, you know, it stinks to hate your job, so it's nice that you hang out with your fellow employees outside of work. Everybody at Palm Beach Autograph, I haven't met a bad egg yet, so they're pretty good at hiring apparently.
Yeah, and we're pretty good at hiding it if we are.
So what were you doing before you were working for Palm Beach Autographs?
So before I worked for Palm Beach Autographs, I worked for a company called Light Bulbs Unlimited for a decent amount of time, and there I picked up a lot of lighting expertise. So just, I could bore people, but the different color temperatures, things that you might need for, exactly.
Wow.
You know, just some electrical expertise as well, and then just, you know, along the way, I picked up a bunch of different skills inside working for that company.
Now, is it true that their light bulbs were actually limited?
They were not, and they had more than anybody else in West Palm Beach, including Home Depot.
Oh, wow. That's their whole claim to fame. So unlimited, more than Home Depot. Okay, I got to admit, that doesn't sound like the most exciting job. It seems like you upgraded a little bit.
Definitely upgraded. I've been a sports fan my whole life. Honestly, I think one of the first things before I even spoke to Steve, one of the owners, I just said, I'm a huge sports fan in capital letters in the email I had sent to him. I've chased autographs really ever since I can remember as a kid. I used to go to events with my parents. I would drag them along. They always seemed to enjoy it, but I know I definitely enjoyed everything.
So in addition to sports, were you into autographs? Did you try to get autographs? Did you own any autographs before working here?
So I definitely owned autographs. I was very fortunate. My father, he played in an old rock cover band for about 4 or 5 years. That was very popular in Florida. And they used to do Dan Marino's charity golf event in Weston, Florida. And I have met Dan Marino so many times. He was so great to me personally. I know I've heard a lot of stories about him, but he's been great to me. I have a lot of stories that I probably shouldn't share because they had to turn cameras off once it got to a certain point with him there.
Oh, wow.
And he would go up on stage with the band and he would sing songs and things along those lines. So it was definitely fun. I'm a big Alonzo Mourning fan, a big Miami Heat fan, so Alonzo Mourning used to host something called Zoe Summer Groove. I probably went to 5 or 6 of those, and I would just meet all the current all-star athletes. They even had a comedy event. Dave Chappelle was there one year.
Oh, cool.
So it was just always being in some type of sports or entertainment atmosphere was something up my alley.
So did you love Dan Marino's cameo, or more than a cameo really, in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
I think it was great. I mean, I think there's some rumors about Jim Carrey maybe even
doing a part 3?
Doing a little something extra. So I wonder if there's a little room in there for Dan one more time.
Wow. I thought Jim Carrey was on the verge of retiring, so that's exciting.
They keep pulling him back.
They keep pulling him back in, Jim. Yep. Don't leave us, Jim.
That's it.
And Dan, we want you back as well. Ace Ventura 3, we got to manifest that.
Get it out in the atmosphere.
Yes. All right. So clearly, you know, it sounds like you were a Dolphins fan. And what are some other of your favorite teams, favorite players? Anybody else?
So, I mean, I really grew up, a South Florida fan. Mainly the Miami Heat and the Dolphins. Florida Panthers, the Marlins. It's nice that they've won the 2 times that they've been in the playoffs, but they're just not competitive. So it's hard to root for them. It's hard to follow them, to be honest with you.
I mean, I grew up a New York Jets fan, so I get it.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, like anybody, growing up loving sports, you know, for me, Jordan was always huge. Someday I'd love to own a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant autograph, just because I think it would just be an awesome piece just to have in the man cave.
That was going to be one of my upcoming questions. Is there an autograph you'd love to have? So Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and I love music, so I brought it up to the guys before, but I just like even Marvin Gaye. Like I know something like that would probably be really expensive and difficult, but I love. I know it's completely different. I love Michael Jackson music. I love all different types of genres. So Kurt Cobain, just
What's the last
anything.
concert you went to?
So believe it or not, it was actually with one of my exes. It was a Maroon 5 concert. But what I'm going to say, which is even more laughable, the opening act was Kelly Clarkson, and she was so much better.
Listen, I'm not going to throw shade on you. My buddy invited me to a John Legend concert. I'm like, isn't that something girls would go to? You're supposed to go with a girl. He's like, I couldn't get over how good it was. It was just hit after hit. So
And the man can sing.
the man can sing, like a
can
legend,
sing.
may I say.
I mean, I would love to see Bruno Mars. That's another autograph
great.
I
He's
think
great.
I'd like to get, just because he's a great singer. He's a great performer, though.
Yeah.
He can play multiple instruments. So it's a real show when you have an opportunity to watch something like that, which for me, I definitely get more enjoyment out of, you know, seeing everything come together rather than just someone stand there and sing on a stage.
Totally. Yeah, I love the people that I feel like they're actually singing. I don't like when someone's dancing so much you can tell they're just lip syncing to a track. So I think it's comfortable medium between the two, right?
100%. And sometimes you can tell. I'd rather hear the guys breathing really heavily.
Yeah.
And you know, okay, he's actually singing because he's out of breath. He's trying to get all the dance moves right, rather than, like you said, it sounds exactly like the record, because you know that's not really going to happen.
We're on to you. We're on to you, pop stars.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of pop stars and things other than sports, because I know, you know, Palm Beach Autographs isn't just sports. What is one of your favorite movies? Or, you know, it doesn't have to be your favorite movie. People get when you say, what's your favorite movie? They're like, there's too many. What are just 1 to 3 movies you really love?
So I hope that Dan did not mention this. Otherwise, I'm going to piggyback off of him. But Avengers Endgame is probably one of my favorite movies, especially of recent memory. Something completely different. I love Armageddon. It's just, I felt like the movie was a great movie. I can't wait until Deadpool and Wolverine comes out.
Yeah.
You know, Dan and I already have early screening tickets for that, so we're ready to nerd out and have a good time. But I'm definitely a Marvel fan, so really there's a lot of Marvel movies I could tell you that I enjoyed.
Marvel, we're ready for the comeback. We're ready for the Rocky comeback. Looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine. Favorite TV show ever?
Oh man, I get laughed at a lot for this. So I mean,
Golden Girls?
I could always go with a classic. I mean, it's just like Friends has always been a great show, so I do like Friends. But a current show that it's not per se current anymore, but I actually enjoyed The Big Bang Theory. I know a lot of people
love that.
Yeah, a lot of people give me crap for that, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, especially after the first or second season, and you kind of, you develop that relationship with the characters a little bit more. Yeah, I thought it was a great show, great TV show.
All right, The Big Bang Theory. There's no shade there. Nothing wrong with that. All right, what is something about you that most people wouldn't know or might be surprised to know? Give us a fun fact.
I like my steak cooked medium well. And it's not a fun fact. I just got.
That's just weird.
It's just very weird.
Why?
There you go. And every time I go out to dinner, I get crap for that. I get crap for A1 sauce.
You're canceling out. It's like you're smart to go medium, but then silly to go well. It's like,
what do they make steak sauce for?
For people that don't know how to order the temperature of their steak, apparently. Medium well.
And that's what I've been told every time, unfortunately.
It's like being like, what direction do you like the most? North, south, north, south.
One of four.
All right, medium well. I don't know. That answer was medium well, I gotta tell you. Medium not well. All right, what's the best advice you've ever been given? Clearly not how to cook your steak, we know that.
Definitely not, no. A lot of advice. I would say one thing my uncle would always say as you get older, he would say to me, if you wake up past 8 o'clock, your day is already half over. So he would always tell me, just get up and grind and do as much as you can before everybody else. And it's something that I really believe is accurate. Try to get as much as you can done as early as you can, because there's going to be a time where you can't do as much.
Wow, that's really good advice. All right, I'm gonna start calling you up at 6 a.m. Be like, what have you gotten done already?
Listen,
Almost half your
you'd be
day's gone.
surprised how early Steve and I group message each other, just
really?
back and forth, sending gifs and memes.
But he's got an infant. What's your excuse?
I just have insomnia and I don't sleep.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
it happens.
I like it. Very productive man right here. All right, so now on the flip side, what's the worst advice you've ever been given?
To sit down and do an interview with this guy named Brian Drolet.
You believe the nerve of
You
this
know,
guy?
it's
Unbelievable.
man, that's a tough question. The worst advice I've ever been given. I know this isn't going to be actually the worst advice. It's actually part of the best advice again, but it's to not get involved in politics with people. So I'm going to piggyback off of that. I'd say something, it's not advice, but one of the worst things you could do, being involved in sports, and then, you know, religion and politics, they always say are the three that you could get arguments in. I try to pick the one lane. I'll stay with my sports.
Yeah.
I can argue over Dolphins and Bills and Jets, and everything else is above my pay scale.
Well, the best part about sports is when there's a winner, there's a winner. In politics, there's spin. So it's like, you could score the game-winning touchdown, and if it was politics, they'd be like, well, touchdowns don't really count.
Did they really go to the moon?
yeah. Oh, that's another whole thing. So I agree with you. Politics is exhausting, so we won't get into politics. But who are you going to vote for this November? No, I'm just kidding.
An American.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to vote for the other guy. What is upcoming with Palm Beach Autographs that you are excited about? Or is there anything in the pipeline that you're looking forward to?
So there's a bunch. I mean, we always have signings, and it seems like we definitely have them almost every month or every other month. That's very fun. As a huge Dolphin fan, I give the owners a lot of trash to try to get certain people. So one thing I'm looking forward to potentially, hopefully getting, I've been trying to have one of our owners get Mike McDaniel, the Miami Dolphins head coach. So this could be a little bit of a spoiler if it ends up actually happening.
Spoiler alert!
For anybody who may or may not watch this interview. But Mike McDaniel would be something I think it would be really fun to have him in here and get an opportunity to meet him.
All right. Now this next one's very important. Life or death question here.
Whew, man.
Okay. GOAT, LeBron or Jordan?
So funny, I just had this debate with another guy 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I can see by the way you're looking at me which way you go already too.
Oh, really? How dare you
I could see it.
assume my GOAT identity?
Man. Do I have to? I mean,
people want to know.
I mean, I honestly think Jordan has that killer instinct, which is what I think makes him the GOAT. It's just hard to discredit how long and how well LeBron has played. I think that Jordan could have done that, but I also think he had other things he wanted to do, like playing baseball, like acting, like LeBron does, but you know, LeBron never stepped away or retired multiple times. So I don't know. I mean, I think when it all is said and done, LeBron's probably going to own every record.
So you're going LeBron.
I think I'm going to have to go LeBron. Initially, I never would have said that, which
if
is
LeBron
crazy.
didn't play for the Heat for a few years and won 2 championships, I don't think you'd be saying that.
I mean, if Jordan played for the Heat, I would say it was Jordan.
All right, well, there we go. We got he admits the bias, which politicians don't do. So.
But Wade's better than everybody. So.
Well, now he's just back to medium well type absurdity. Okay, so you're going to go with LeBron. So now, even bigger than that, the GOAT of all sports, you going LeBron or you going Brady?
Brady.
All right.
And that hurts too.
I
As a
could tell
Dolphin
that hurt
fan,
you a little. I could feel the pain.
I've been through that conversation too many times, but it's hard to deny how great he is. I mean, when he left New England and won with Tampa, for anybody who is it Brady or Belichick, I think it kind of answered that question. And Belichick is a very good coach, but it takes great players to win.
Absolutely. I very much agree with that. And all right, so we're going to finish up this interview with, is there anything you want to say directly to the Palm Beach Autographs customers, followers, anything you want to say to them before we adjourn?
Honestly, I would just like to say thank you to you guys. We always appreciate everybody who comes out to any of our events. And anytime you guys have any questions, if you ever need anything, make sure you reach directly out to either Steve or Jim only. I'm just kidding. No, thank you very much, and we really appreciate all the events you guys come out to. And we personally enjoy putting them on for everyone. It kind of brings the inner kid back out in all of us and reminds us what we kind of got into this for.
Thank you for sitting down with me today. I really
Thank you, good
appreciate
sir.
it. I know you're a very
appreciate
busy
it.
man. You got to get off to a private jet and fly to Vegas for
That's it.
giving a speech, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go up there. I'm actually gonna be the next nominee for the presidential.
I didn't want to say
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So vote for him in November.
Vote for Anthony.
Thanks, guys.